Este país no era lo que esperaba. Me siento sin oportunidades aquí. Pensé que aquí me iba a superar, pero ni aquí ni allá lo he hecho. Veo tanto dinero y beneficios en este país y los mismos que me recogen para trabajar para ellos ni me pagan a veces, teniendo el dinero para hacerlo. Aquí nomás nos juzgan como criminales. El único crimen que he cometido es ser pobre. Lo único que quiero es poder ayudar a mi familia en México, pero si no lo puedo hacer aquí ni allá, ¿cómo le haré? The US is in trouble. If we keep going down the road we are currently on, nothing is going to change. In fact, it'll get worse. The denial of the right promised in Article 13 allows the US government to label immigrants as illegals, and this gives business owners a free pass to exploit them for their labor. People, especially those that are perceived as immigrants, are being worked like slaves. They work in the fields and in other undesirable jobs for well below minimum wage and without benefits. Although this is better paid than it's available in their home countries, the conditions are brutal and will never be tolerated by the US government for their own citizens. By denying them their human right to travel here and back home to seek the best economic opportunities for their families, we create the conditions for these groups to be exploited. Critics of this argument will say that this can be avoided if illegal immigrants did not come to the US in the first place. But the reality is that the US is well aware of the ways that their economic policies, such as NAFTA, all but guaranteed poverty in their countries that drives people to the US. It doesn't have to be this way. The US needs to start looking for answers in other countries that have been more successful with this human right. One country whose recent past they could look into is Spain. From 1992 to 2003, Spain had an open-door immigration policy that they call La Ley de Extranjería, or the Law of Foreigners. This open-door policy allowed people from the countries to immigrate to Spain and to become citizens, no matter what country they come from. Since the passage of the law in 1992, the percentage of immigrants dramatically increased and their economy improved. According to Carlos Alfieri, 2006, Spain's economy grew because of immigrants. CaixaBank Catalunya, a bank in the northeast province of Catalonia, reported that immigrants have made a major contribution to Spain's economic growth. Sadly, Spain's wealthy elite worked to change La Ley de Extranjería so that now it is much more difficult for new immigrants to get the rights of citizenship. Since this change, conditions for immigrants and the poor have become more worse. When Oakland doesn't let citizens of other countries come legally, immigrants don't feel safe and they don't trust nobody, not even their neighbors. The citizens of Oakland don't feel safe either because the people that are coming from other countries are not talking or socializing with their neighbors. This doesn't lend itself to a healthy community culture, and it also hurts the country's economy. Spain improved their overall standard of living when everyone was allowed citizenship. The doors to full human rights were more open to them, though there was still some poverty and racism in Spain because no country is perfect. They had more humanizing immigration policy and they did not have nearly the gap between the rich and the poor that we have in the United States. As a nation, we are at a crossroads. We can continue down the path we are currently on, and this will probably be our downfall. We cannot continue down this path of having the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. We should acknowledge that we need to change directions. This will require us to look into possibilities of change, exploring the ideas of other countries that have chosen different paths than the one we are on. If we were to start implementing policies that allow all people to feel fully human, we have a chance to become the country that we have said we want to become.